Hello and welcome to this third lesson within the series of looking at reporting and marketing administration. Today we're going to be looking at including a chart into a report. Of course, we've been looking at reporting within Sage CRM already. We've looked at how reports can be run and designed, and now we're going to extend the design of the reports to include uh, the different types of charts that exist within Sage CRM. That's going to build up, and of course we can keep building the sense of all of how the reporting and marketing aspects of Sage CRM all come together. You can see that we have got and move much more into the marketing material in the following lessons, although we'll still look at the use of tags within groups and reports in the next lesson tomorrow. But right now, what I want to do is to take us on into looking at the actual process of including a report into a chart. It's very straightforward, but there's quite a lot to think about. Now, everything that I'm covering is being recorded. It's going to go and be added into the Sage Training and Support YouTube channel, and you can find through that QR link the link direct to the YouTube channel, to the course list for the report administration. Now, if I start, I'm going to go through the process of logging on as my user, Susan May. I'm using a demo user from the demo set of information called Susan May. And if I just click there to log on, you can see I've come straight in to a dashboard. Now, this dashboard is showing us reports. We talked about this in the first lesson within this series about how reports are everywhere within Sage CRM. You're using them in the dashboards and in lots of different places. Here you can see, though, we're concentrating on what those reports are revealing to us. They're showing us the different types of graphical form that the charts within the reports can take. So at the top here, we've got a combo chart, a line and bar chart combination. We've got a gauge in the bottom left, not that that's based on the demo information that I have here. It's not showing me anything particularly useful. But if I look to the funnel, you can see that I've got a funnel report on there. And if I change my dashboard, so if I just switch over to another dashboard, you can see here I've got a donut report, I've got a horizontal bar chart, and I've also got a stacked bar chart displayed as well. I've got two horizontal bar charts and on the current dashboard, and you can see that I've got a stacked vertical bar chart as well. Now, I want to start taking us through the different types of chart that we can actually create. So in a moment, I'm going to go across and look at the different diagrams inside the area. But before that, let's explain these different visual representations that are supported by Sage CRM. We have got point charts. Point charts are literally just where you have got the X and Y axis and you are just plotting the points. There's no line drawn between there. That's appropriate where really you're trying to be able to get a scatter of information with understanding how you might end up with a sort of a cloud of dots in one part of the chart. If we look at the idea of the next type, which is the fast line, this is where the line is displayed as a series of data points connected by straight line segments, and it's suitable for when you've got a very large amount of data elements and you want to be able to have that representation. Now, And again, it is for where you're looking at trends across, typically, say, time. Um, Here, you might want to be able to also use the idea of a bar chart or an area chart. Now, the bar chart, you can see this is where data is grouped and represented by these vertical lines. An area chart is similar to that, where you've got your data points and you're connecting them with straight lines, but the emphasis is through this idea of uh, the the coloured segments, which really emphasize that with these of the different styles that can be presented. Um, I've discussed elsewhere the idea of the different colours that can be used in charts. That's covered in some blog articles and also inside the system documentation in the System Administrator Guide if you're wanting to change the style of the reports and the chart types in there. But let's have a look at the other types that we've got. We've got horizontal bar charts. We've got pie charts as well. We're going to be looking at using these in this lesson. They're very simple types of report to be able to generate, or charts to generate, as are the donut and the pyramid types. The the donut is interesting because it's obviously very similar to the idea of a um, pie chart. It's representing in the area of the chart the quantity within the value that each segment represents. The pyramid is where you've got stats representations, and I don't find personally the pyramid as so easy to understand. We'll actually have a think about that in a moment. Stacked charts can be very useful, where you've got where you're looking at across the number of people might be working with a particular type of element at a particular point. So you give that sense of how many you've got and who has to do the work within the report. The gauge is very useful when you're working with data that is mapped against target versus actual. So you're needing to have comparison to allow you to have that sense of how complete you are towards your end goal. Very useful when you are wanting to be able to get that sense of summarized information. And there are examples of the gauge reports, gauge charts within inside the demo data. So it's a good way to have a look at the example reports that are shipped with Sage CRM to understand how to build those reports. Again, another we've seen already within the opening screens, within the existing dashboards, there are combination charts where you have got the ability to have the stacked values, but then also to see the trend line within that. The idea that you're using the linear plot to be able to get a sense of really how things are moving across a period of time, perhaps. Now, that brings us back into our charts. This is where we were. I actually want to move on. I want to go and have a look inside the reports. In the previous lessons, we actually ended up creating a set of saved reports ourselves, which we put into my favorite reports. I marked them as favorite, so we can go in here and we can find our favorite reports. Notice that we've got different types of reports in here. I'm going to look first of all at our list report that I created, and the list report is very, very simple to be able to go and play with. If I've clicked on my list report, and here you can see that this is where I'm dealing with my team sales list. So this is, of course, I'm using the persona of Susan May, the sales manager, in this little exercise. So I've come in to a report that I've written, looking at the information about the sales successes or progress of my team. And if I step on, this is the report that we designed in the last lesson. If we step on and we come on to the information page, this second page, which allows us to set up the header information and footer information and the summary information within the report. This is also where, if we scroll down, if I just scroll down here, you can see that we've got the report chart options displayed here. So I can now look at this and think what I want to do is to set this up. And if I start to play with this, I'm going to, in fact, mark this as, yes, I do want to show the report. I do want to make it available in the interactive dashboard. I am going to show the legend, and you can see here that we've got the options to be able to, as you can see, I'm counting the description of the opportunities, and I am there going to be creating the, as the sections for this particular pie chart, and I am going to be creating this based on the stage. So I'm going to look at all of the reports that are here, and I'm not grouping them at the moment. I could group by the user, but I'm looking at, for the entire team, I want to understand and get a graphical representation of my pie, of where each of the stages represent that. So I'm going to step on, and I'm pulled up onto the top of the page so I can click the save button. And now for my list report, I'm going to just choose to run that. So if I run that, we have the parameter screen. I'm not changing any of the parameters. I'll go, click load, and here you see the HTML report that has come up onto the screen. Now, all of the reports within, all of the charts within Sage CRM are generated using HTML5. They become JPEG files if you export them to Excel, but within the HTML, these are HTML5. And if I click here, some of the report types have some animation associated with them. So if I click on one of the segments, you can see that the segment will expand. And I can also play with the segment, of course, because what I can do is I can just use my mouse to drag things around. So I can drag the pie chart over, and if I scroll down, you can see there where I've got the legend underneath. That's probably the simplest type of chart that we can do to add into our reports. Let's see, I'm going to close this down. Go back into my report. I'm going to go back, I think, into the other reports, and I'm going to look now at the next type of chart. So the report that I want to base this on is the crosstab report that we constructed. That's got some nice summary information, and I think that would be complemented with a chart. So what I want to do is move on to the second screen. So through the parameters, here we are onto our screen. You can see that it's simpler in the list. It doesn't have some of the setup options being a cross-tab report. But if I just scroll down, we can actually make sure that our chart options are properly shown to us. And here you can see that I'm marking this as show chart, available in the interactive dashboard with the legend. And you can see that this time I've chosen to make it a pyramid report. And I'm using the very similar setting of this time, counting the description, but I'm dividing it by the user. So I'm looking for which user has got which opportunity within inside this. So I'm going to now choose to scroll up to the top, choose save, And now if I run my report, I can now click go, and you can see the report is generated. Now, where we can see that the top of the pyramid is the green representing 19, I don't think that that is particularly, in my context for this report, a particularly helpful element. Although it's the width of the pyramid, if you like, that is supposed to be representing the size. I actually don't think that this is particularly helpful, so I want to change this into a better form. And I also don't think, as I look where I had chosen to put the legend over on the right hand side, that the legend is adding anything to the information. After all, we get that information just by seeing how the chart elements have been labeled within the pyramid. So I'm going to close this report down, return back to our CRM screen, and I'm going to go back, cancel that, come back in here, and I'm going to re-edit that report. So if I re-edit the report and bounce through the screen, so I'm back where I was before, which was looking at the report. Here I can see where it says show report at the bottom of the screen. It's marked there as a pyramid. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to, as I scroll down, I'm going to change this now so that, and you can see here the 13 different values, all the lots of different types of chart types. I'm going to choose here though to make this an H bar, and I'm going to turn off the legend, and I can now scroll up to the top and save this. So this time when we run the report and I go, you can see that I've got much clearer information represented here, immediately telling us which is the salesperson with the most in progress opportunities that are relevant here. So this is a useful way of representing the information, and what we've seen is that based on the task you would choose the most appropriate chart type. So depending on your purpose, you choose a particular type of chart. They're all documented inside the documentation. They're all available for you to play with, and I would encourage you, if you think back to what we saw when we logged on, is actually to look at the different types of dashboard charts that already exist, so you can learn from how they have been set up. So these are all default dashboards inside the system. They're provided within the system, and the associated reports are inside CRM, and you can go and learn about funnel charts, gauges, combination, and you can change that to look at the idea of the donut charts and stacked bar charts as well. So I hope that that's been a useful session for you. We've come to the end of what I wanted to discuss today. We're going to be building on this again, the whole idea of report definitions, in our next lesson, when we're looking at using tag data into a report or even into a group. But let's see if anyone has got any questions. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.